यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरदारी गोदानंदन भज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन भज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधे हरे Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare 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 Rama Rama. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Haribo Haribo. Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Srila Gurudev. कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, श्री श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, समावेत गौर भक्त वृंद की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. Today we will speak on the topic of appreciating the gift of devotional service. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while giving his instructions to Rupa Goswami Pad in Dashashmedha Ghat, he told him, in this world there are millions and millions and millions of living entities, loitering, wandering here and there. Sometimes they are found in human bodies, sometimes in animal bodies, sometimes in reptiles, sometimes in plants' bodies. Sometimes they are put in the bodies of kings, or sometimes they are ordinary praja. Sometimes they are put in the bodies of Gandharvas or Kinnaras or Vidyadharas. Such beings with handsome bodies and many skills and everything. But other times they are put in the bodies of insects or rats and reptiles, such kinds of things. So any intelligent person with his wide open eyes can see that the living entities are sometimes condemned to be born in low class bodies, and also sometimes they are blessed to be born in high class, fine bodies. Even in this world, you can see some people have handsome bodies. They are born in a rich family. They have good education. They have high paying jobs. And they are also very famous. And then there are others. One day I was in the Pune station in a train. Just outside the train, I was watching, there was a rat, in the railway line below gutter, correct, no? Trying to get some eatable there. Such a dirty place it is. People have passed stool and urine, and that's why it's roaming around there. So sometimes you find hard creatures like the pig eating the stool. You find like that. Or mosquitoes, or flies sometimes surrounding a stool or something. So you can see that in each of these bodies, a similar type of soul is present. So that's what Lord Chaitanya said. One should see that the 8.4 million species of life and the jiva is going on evolving from one body to another. But this evolution is spiritual evolution, not material evolution. Bodies don't change. Prabhupada said, like you have a tricycle, you leave the tricycle and occupy a bicycle. You leave a bicycle and occupy a scooter. You leave a scooter and occupy a car. So the driver is evolving from one vehicle to another as you all grew up. Correct, no? You were playing with a tricycle when you were a small kid. When you have to go to school, not that your tricycle is broken and then made into a bicycle. Instead of 3 wheels, you make it 2 wheels. No, that's another vehicle. Because you're grown up, can you go to school with your tricycle? No, it's only for playing. Then you need a bike because your activity you want to do is of a higher nature. Then you have a bicycle, isn't it? Are you going to company or you want to go with your family, husband, wife, children? Then you have a car. So depending on what activity you want to do, that type of bodies are awarded. Right now. So somebody may be a very, very person with very high level activity. He may have his own chartered plane also to go from one place to another. So in this way, every jiva is awarded a body according to the consciousness he possesses and the type of activity he wishes to do. As you see here, God said, living entities, there are two types of living entities, eternally liberated and eternally conditioned. Here, eternally conditioned doesn't mean you are eternally conditioned. Prabhupada said, just like Amritam, when the devatas drink, they live for a very long duration of life. Normally, if they would live 1,000 years, if they drink Amritam, they may live for 10 lakh years, like that, very long period they can live. Then it's like if you drink Amritam, you live forever, it is said. But they don't attain Amaratva, live for a very long time. In the same manner, why the Jiva is called as eternally conditioned? Because we cannot trace the history of when we came to this world. Millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of years ago, millions of lifetimes ago, we came here. Therefore, we are called as Nitya Baddha. In that, Mahaprabhu said there are two categories. There are Chara and Achara. Achara means non-moving, like the plants and trees. And Chara means moving. Amongst the moving, there are birds and beasts and others. Like, for example, those that fly in the sky, those which swim in water, and those which walk on land. And amongst those who walk on land, there are 4 lakh species of human beings, you see, and 30 lakh species of animals. That means which is more? Human beings more? Yeah, humans are only 4 lakh. Animals are 30 lakh. Animal species, beasts. But amongst the human beings, if you see, the major part are uncivilized, we said, anarya. And the small part is civilized. So who are the uncivilized people? Those who are completely ignorant about any kind of spiritual life. And they are unclean in their habits and these people have no faith in God. They have no faith in God. So this is called as uncivilized. For example, somebody may be wearing coat, boot, suit, tie, tip-top looking like a very good manager. But if you see what he's eating flesh and drinking blood. It's considered uncivilized. Correct, no? Simply by wearing dress externally attractively, you don't become civilized. We generally think if somebody is looking like a gentleman, we call him as civilized. According to Shastra, such a person is not called civilized. In fact, one who is not a part of Varnashrama is called uncivilized. Anarya. Varnashrama means what? You have to come in any of the 4 categories: Brahmachari, Grihast, Vanapras, Sannyas. That means you are a brahmachari boy. Right now you are all brahmacharis. After that one can get married if you want. That is grihastha. So in brahmachari life, you treat every woman as a mother, correct, no? And also you don't touch others' property. You live in the ashram of Guru, and then you render seva. You submit yourself, you study the Vedic literature, control your senses, purify your mind by chanting, take only prasad. Then you are considered Arya. You are considered as civilized. If one doesn't follow the student, these codes, like if somebody is living in the hostel, eating, anytime sleeping, anytime roaming with any woman, eating, drinking, mating, and he doesn't study the Shastra, he doesn't know the meaning and purpose of life, he's anarya. Correct, no? So, most people are anarya in this age because they have not taken out time to study the scriptures. They have not approached a guru. They have no knowledge, guidance, nothing. So, and also they're unclean in their habits. As we said, they break the regulative principles. They're unclean in their habits. Some people don't take bath also. They just gargle the mouth and go to college. Isn't it? Some people take bath once in a few days. And they wear the same dress they wear the same dress for sometimes 6 months until it gets stinking. They don't change the dress. So it's very unclean in the body and speech and their behavior and conduct, sex life, everything they are unclean. So, and they also have no faith in God. They have no understanding of why this world exists. What happens to me? No knowledge of soul or body or rebirth or anything like that. Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, Karma. They have no knowledge. So, major part of the human society, 99% is like uncivilized. Therefore, they are called as Dvipada Pashu, they are called. Dvi means how many? 2. And Dvipada means 2-legged animal, they are called. Generally, animals are 4-legged. Who is 2-legged? Instead of 4 legs, they stand on 2 legs, but they live like animals only. But the other part, who are the civilized people, they believe in God, they believe in scriptures, and they have proper behavior. Krishna talks about it in 16th chapter. Pravrityam janivrityam cha jana na vidurasura na shaucham na pichacharo na satyam teshu vidyate. Pravrityam cha nivrityam cha, what to do, what not to do. Jana na vidura asura. Asuras do not know what should be done, what should not be done, what is appropriate. Um, like Vali or Ravana, take away another man's wife and run away. They don't know that it's improper. Or Duryodhana is looting others' property, isn't it? So these are uncultured people, anarya. So, but the Arya people, they are very mindful. They are very conscious. And they don't mistreat the other living entities. They know that Lord is watching from the top. All our speech, our actions, our even thoughts also. Even in thought, they will not think any unceremonious thoughts. What to speak of speech and actions. Arya are cultured people. So, uh, and amongst those people, they are only 1% out of 100. In that also, he says, that small part of civilization, in that there are righteous and unrighteous. That means why there are unrighteous? You will find that amongst the Arya people, those who believe in God and believing scriptures have proper behavior, amongst them also only some follow the Varnashrama and others don't follow. People know, but they don't follow. Correct? Na? There are people like that right now. People know that as God is there, but their understanding is very sentimental. They don't take the time and trouble to go to a guru and learn the truth. They don't study the scriptures. Then they become unrighteous. They get deviated. Hmm? Like Ajamila was good, but then he went to forest and got deviated, seeing something bad. Because one needs ongoing guidance, regular guidance to lead a dharmic life. Otherwise, we can fall prey to adharma very easily in this world. So, then amongst the dharmic people, they generally execute karma kanda to derive some good results for sense gratification. You see? Hmm. Even in that 1%, 99% of that 1%, you will see them going to temple and praying to God, give me this, give me that. You have seen that? Hmm? Give us putra bhagyam, give us dhana bhagyam, give us this. So 99% of them, they do yajna also. Some people say we are doing a yajna for Lakshmi so that Lakshmi can pour down money. Isn't it? So they will do such kinds of yajnas. Their goal is basically what? Material benefits. Karma kanda. And then amongst those who are doing karma kanda, majority are caught up in a cycle of good or bad activities. Only a few come to know the absolute truth, which is jnanis. If you take karma kanda, 1%, in that 19% are karma kandis, but 1% is fed up with karma kanda. They think that even if I get anything in this world, eventually it will all be finished. So let me get out of the world. Like that famous verse, Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jatare shayanam, ika samsare, kaladostare, krapaya pare, pahimura. So that verse says actually, ultimately I come with empty hands and go with empty hands. What do I carry with me? It's a useless world. In this world, none of the, whether C class jail, B class jail, A class jail, it's all useless. Hell is like C class jail. Earth is like B class. B class. And heaven is A class. Which class you like? No class. Isn't it? So intelligent people say, I don't want to go to heaven also because after my punya, I have to come down to earth. So let me get out of this world. They are called jnanis. They want to get out of world and get out of sufferings. So they are a small percentage. Amongst your friends also, those who are religious, if you little bit evaluate, you'll easily find out that very few jnani type people are there who want to pursue the absolute truth and get moksha. Moksha aspirants are much less, and mostly bhukti, bhog aspirants are majority. You will see. Most of the religious boys also, they wear chandan, kumkum, go to different demigod temples, different days, bow down and they ring the bell. They want to be good and they want God to help them in their sense gratification. My dear God, these are the things I'm planning to do. Please kindly provide my requirements. That's what they're called. No, they make God an order supplier. Most boys you will find like that. So they're pious. It's a pious lot, but despite being pious, mostly they are stuck on the material platform. They just don't know why you should not chase after the material mirage. They don't know that. But those who are jnanis, they are rare. But amongst the jnanis also, you see, Only a handful attain liberation out of thousands of jnanis. Huh? Even thousands and thousands of amongst them also. But majority do not attain liberation. Why? Because they fall down. How they fall down? You will find it's not that nowadays you are hearing some bogus guru or bogus religionist. It comes in the YouTube or paper. It's not that it is happening only now. No. Since time immemorial, you will find even in amongst the sages, people have fallen, whether it is Vishwamitra or Saubhari. Of course, Saubhari or Vishwamitra's activity would not have come in media, social media so much in those days. But now it spreads very fast, isn't it, in a very short time. But majority of them fall down because of not able to withstand the power of Maya, and also to preserve their purity, sanctity, and remain in that, pure standards which are required for liberation. Yeah. Handful attain liberation. And amongst those, who attain liberation, there is a mistake here, it should be here. Amongst those who, only a handful who attain liberation, you will see that amongst them, there are three categories. One category want to become merge into God and, or Brahma Jyoti. And others want some mystic powers. And then one out of million liberated souls, they understand themselves to be eternal servant of Krishna. That means Mukti Kami, Siddhi Kami, and then Bhakta. Correct, no? They engage with faith and devotion in serving the Lord. They are called Krishna Bhaktas. He says. All of you repeat this verse. Muktanam api siddhanam Narayana Parayanaha Sudurlabha Prashantatma Kotishvapi Mahamune. He says that amongst the muktas and the siddhas, that means the mumukshu and the siddhas, Narayana Parayana devotee is one in a crore, he is saying. If you take crore jnanis and yogis, amongst them Krishna Bhakta is one. And why is it so? I will tell you the reason for that. You see, the karma kind is their faith in the Vedas, Vedic chant is only for getting material results. And because they don't have their intelligence is stunted intelligence. Because it can only see material enjoyment. Just like a child, if you show a child a chocolate and the 500 rupee note, immediately he'll come running to you and snatch the chocolate. Give me the chocolate. Because his eyes are, his eyes get attracted by the chocolate. He cannot see the currency note has the 500 chocolates. He can't see that. He will only go for it. So the karmakandi people are like that. Yamima pushpitam vajam prabadanti avipaschitah, Krishna is saying. Avipaschit. They don't have the discriminative intelligence. Vedava dharata parthanani dasti tivadinah kamatmana swargapara janma karma phala pradam kriya vishesha bahulam bhogaishwarya gatim prati bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya apahrita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhir samadhavna vidhiyate, he says. So they are after bhoga and aishwarya. They are like balabuddhi. They are like balabuddhi, childish intelligence, running after, material mirage. But jnanis are considered out of the two superior between karmakandis and jnanis. Because jnanis are able to see, hey, this fellow is running after something which will be finished very soon. Not going to remain for a long time. So the example is given. Once when there was a heavy rain, there was a puddle of water. Some fishes were living in that puddle of water. But by the side of that puddle, there was a river flowing. One intelligent fish said, hey, why don't we guys make a leap into the river? Because once you jump into the river, the water is abundant. And it will also take you to the ocean. Correct, no? On the contrary, if you are living in this puddle, we are not sure how long will this puddle remain. The other fishes said, no, we are lazy to jump from here to there. Anyway, we hope and pray that this puddle will increase in size for a period of time. We are not ready. But this fish jumped into the river and then it smoothly went ahead. But then the autumn season came. Autumn means the Sharad Ritu, right now? After the Varsha Ritu comes, Sharad Ritu, correct? When Sharad comes, that time what happens? The sun starts shining in the sky. the earth becomes crisp and the water puddles are all dried up. That time, these fishes realize, my Lord, the water is gradually getting dried up in the sun. And they were looking around where the river. River also had gone far away by that time. No river. In the now we can't jump also now. So they got lost. They had to lose their lives. Similarly, those people who have stunted intelligence, they only want immediate pleasures. But then as their age goes, when they become 50, 60, 70, they realize that, I have wasted my life. Nothing of the thing I accumulated I can carry with me. Correct, no? So the jnanis are considered more intelligent because they are working for eternal life. Correct, no? But although they are working for eternal life, some of them develop a wrong desire to become one with God because they think Atma is so pure. And Atma is actually very, very pure because one in quality with God. But then they start thinking, because I am pure and all the people are engaging in nonsense, maybe I am only God. They think like that. Like that they tend to think. They don't know that soul is also pure, God is pure, but God is supremely pure. He is like the sun and we are like a spark of fire. There's one verse which says, Sannyasi jitkana jiva kirana kana sama Shad Aishwarya Purna Krishna Hoya Suryopama. See, he's saying, Shad Aishwarya Purna Krishna Hoya Suryopama. He is compared to sun. Whereas even if a jiva becomes a sannyasi also, sannyasi chitkana jiva is saying. That means we are only a chitkana, small conscious spark of life. Kirana kana sama is saying. We are just like a Surya Kiran. Lord is like the full sun. You throw a bucket of water in the sun, what will happen? It will evaporate. You take a tumbler, a glass of water, and put a spark of fire inside that, it will get put off. So we have a tendency to fall down. We can easily be covered by Maya. Krishna can never be covered. One who knows this difference is devotee. But Jnani doesn't know the difference. Jnani thinks I and God are one, he thinks. Therefore, those Jnanis want to merge into Brahman. Uh, they are inferior in comparison to the devotee. In that sense. And then those who are mystic yogis, these fellows get stuck in the material world because of desire to get powers and show off powers. They are also rotating in the cycle of birth and death. So that's why it says Muktanam api Siddhanam Narayana Parayana. Prabhupada says the devotees of the Lord are very unique quality they have. What is it? They have a deep Shraddha in the Lord, great faith. As soon as they see the deity form of the Lord, they'll bow down. They will not have 100 questions. Oh, the deity is made of metal, the deity is made of marble, the deity is made of wood. Why should I bow down? Because they have a implicit faith that Lord has created everything in this world. Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavan Ivetaro. The whole Vishwam itself is Bhagavan. It has come from Bhagavan only. Everything. It has manifested from Bhagavan. Just like, for example, you go to Tata company. There's a sumo going there, it's written Tata. There is a fan, there also is written Tata. There is a table, it's written Tata. Tata has pervaded the entire Tata company. Correct or not? Anything you touch, it belongs to whom? Yeah. And in the Tata company, if you are working, say Tata Consultancy Services, where you got a job, TCS, they will give you a paper, they will give you a computer, and they will give you a cabin. Everything they will give you to use. But if you take it and put in your pocket and escape, you'll be caught. Because that is only given for you to use it in Tata's service. Correct, no? Not for looting from there. Correct, no? Similarly, in this creation, a devotee is able to see in everything there is abundance of Krishna. You look at the sun, it's property of Krishna. The moon, Krishna says, Prabhasmi, Shashi Surya. You drink water, there is abundance of Krishna. Anything you touch in this world, Krishna says, this is, he says, Menna me prakriti. Me means what? Mine, he says. Bhumira panalava yukam mano buddhireva cha ahankara itiyam me, saying. Aparayam itasvanyam prakritim vidhi me param. My, two times Krishna has said for spiritual and material, both. So, a devotee is able to see if everything has manifested from Krishna, can't Krishna manifest from a deity? Because the body, the material with which you make the deity also has come from Krishna only. And is present in every atom. Anytime he can manifest. So devotees are those who have firm faith in the deities. They also see the body of the Guru as spiritual. They also take the Charanamrit with great respect, which has washed the foot of the Lord. And they have great faith in the Shastras. Veda Vak. If Vedas have said something, I can close my eyes and follow it, because Vedas can never be wrong. Just like, for example, Vedas say the Gobar is very sacred. Initially, some Western people who came to India, they laughed at it. They said, hey, what is this? You take a dung of animal and you say it's very sacred and all that. But later on, the researchers showed the Gobar has antiseptic properties. They have researched and found out now how that's why in villages they put Gobar in the houses and no fly, no mosquito will come. They will all run away. It has antiseptic properties. And similarly, Gomutra, it is used for so many, more than 200 diseases. So go ark they make now. So on the contrary, even human being stool is useless. But go bar is great. Correct? So Shastras are very deep and profound in that sense. So one develops a deep faith in the Shastra. A Vaishnava devotee means, who is a Vaishnava devotee? A Vaishnava devotee firmly has faith that there is a spiritual abode beyond the material abode. In that spiritual abode lives my eternal Lord. He lives forever and surrounded by millions of devotees. And all of them lovingly serving him with Lord in the center. And all the living beings are all auspicious, non-envious, and they are all non-competitive, and they are lovers of the Lord. And they serve the Lord with their hearts. And I also belong to that world. I have come to this world, but I have to go back to that world. So those who have a firm faith in this truth, what I am telling now, they are called Vaishnavas. Vaishnava means he has faith in the personality of God. He doesn't think God is impersonal. He knows God, just like you and I are persons, God is also a person. So who thinks God is impersonal? One who is envious of God. He doesn't want to accept. Like sometimes as a subordinate, somebody asks, where is your boss? He says, why boss? Hum hai na? Humse baat kar sakte hain na? He may say, no, I wanted a signature from your boss. हमारे बारे में क्या सोचा आपने? हम नहीं दे सकते सिग्नेचर? लाओ इधर, हम दे देंगे. You seen that some people, they're envious of the boss. They want to nullify the boss. So jnanis are like that. They don't want God's personality. Make God impersonal. Prabhupada used to say, one king had told that if anybody can protect the parrot, because the parrot was very weak. So he said, if somebody can make the parrot live, nourish this parrot and keep it very well, then I'll give a big fortune of money. But if the parrot dies, then his head will be cut. I mean, the man who is given. So nobody came forward out of fear. What if the parrot dies? One man was very, very poverty-stricken fellow. Somehow he came and agreed for the task. He took it home. But after a week, the parrot died. So then he went to the ministers and said, my lord, I am very afraid. Now the king will cut off my head. How I can save my life? So one minister gave him some clue in the ears, something he told him. Then the man came to the king and the king asked, how is the parrot? Oh, Badshah, parrot is very wonderful, going on. No. And then he said, only thing is the parrot doesn't sit. It is always lying, he said. Oh, that is all right. Only one small problem, the parrot doesn't open the eyes. It's always closed. And is the parrot flying? He said, oh, parrot doesn't fly. Is the parrot eating? Well, it doesn't eat. He said, what is saying? Has the parrot died? How can I say that? Because if I tell you that parrot has died, then you will cut my head. So now the king understood. He is just cooking up. Correct, no? Similarly, Mayavadi say God has no legs, God has no eyes, God has no face, God has no hands. Then you say, hey, that means you're saying there's no God. No, hum aisa nahi bol rahe, God nahi hai. They're atheistic fellows. It is very atheism only. It is a covered atheism. Buddhism is atheism. Impersonalism is covered atheism. Why? Buddhists, at least, if you see, for them, ahimsa is everything, that's all. Nothing beyond that. They have no idea of God. Everything is void. That's the purpose says, nor is a religion which has no God a religion. There is no question of religion if you say there is no God. It's atheism. And impersonalist, it's like covered atheism. Why? Imagine if a tiger is coming to a pond to drink water, a cow is coming, but the tiger is covering itself with a cow skin. Huh? And then the cow is thinking another cow is drinking water. So he'll go and drink water. She will drink. Suddenly the tiger will throw off the cow skin and pounce on the cow. Possible or not? Correct, no? So, in the same manner, impersonalists appear like saintly people wearing the garb of a saint. But that's what Prabhupada said, Mayavada Bhashishunle, Hoya said. So, this type of approach to God, God has no qualities, God has no. When we talk about Sagun and Nirgun, what is the meaning? Sagun means Krishna with 6 opulences. That is called Sagun. And Nirgun means Krishna free from 3 modes. Huh? This is the correct meaning. So, a Lord of 6 opulences, Lord has unlimited opulences. Six opulences are also there in him in oceanic proportion. Therefore, he is called Sagun. And Saguna worship is the worship of the deity form of the Lord with all the opulences. That is Sagun. And Nirgun means one should know, Krishna is beyond the, he says, Echaiva satvika bhava rajasastamasascha ye matta eveti tan viddhi natpaham teshu te mayi tevir gunamayair bhaver yevis sarvam idam jagat mohitam na vijanati mamebhyah paramavyayam, he's saying. He's saying that all the 3 gunas and their products have come from me because I am the source of the 3 gunas, but I am not in them, he says. I am not bound by the 3 gunas. I am beyond them. Just like, for example, jail keeper also, you will see, keeps the prisoners in the jail, but the jail keeper is not a prisoner. That way, even Durga or Shiva, they are handling very nasty living entities. Correct, no? But even they are considered, untouched. Like, for example, Durga is a jail keeper and Shiva is in charge of Tamoguna. Correct, no? But they are even above that. They are only in charge. What to speak of Krishna, who is never touched? Therefore, he is saying that these 3 gunas can never touch me. Therefore, he is called as Nivritta Gunavrittaye. He is beyond. Therefore, he is saying that, in this way, they are in me, I am not in them. He says, how? For example, say the people working in a hotel, the waiters and everybody, they are dependent on the owner for the salary and food and everything. But the owner is not dependent on them. Why? Because he can close down the hotel and start a computer company if he wants. Correct, no? And they have to be relieved from the job. They have to go. Similarly, Krishna has created the world. The whole world is, Prakriti is depending on him. But he is beyond. So, therefore, he is called as Nirguna. Nirguna means he doesn't touch the 3 gunas. So, devotees of the Lord have firm faith in this. Krishna's body is Satchidananda Swarupam. He comes in his self-same body. He is untouched by matter. And devotees have a very strong faith in Krishna's reciprocation with the living entities, those who become his devotees. So, Prabhupada said, the devotees naturally fall at the feet of the Lord, circumambulate the Lord. They wear tilak in 12 parts of the body, Urdhva Pundra tilak. You will see that devotees don't feel any shame to present themselves as devotees. You see, devotees keep a shika, and they shave their head. When you go in the train, some people may respect you. He's a monk. They may tell their child, say Jai Shri Krishna. Somebody may say Jai Shri Krishna. And there are other people who look at us, they say, hey, look at this Shandi. Look at this Pandit. Look at this. One mother was showing her kid. देखो चिल्लाओगे तो भूत के पास दे दूंगा. And she's showing devotee as bhuta. So, some people praise you, some people criticize you, but devotees don't care because we follow what is given in the Shastra. You wear a tilak, you clean shaven head, you keep a shika, you wear dhoti kurta in a certain way. That means devotees' submissiveness to the Lord's order is enormous. And they have no independent mentality. They surrender to the Lord. They sing, they dance, they worship the deity form of the Lord. They eat only prasadam. They will only discuss Krishna Katha. Their mouths are always decorated with the glorification of the Lord in the form of kirtan or japa or katha. That's all they will do. Therefore, devotees are very, very unique type of species. And devotees are the most harmless species in the entire creation. You will see that here, Mm. The nature of Vaishnavas. Read that. Who has a mic with you? Nature of Vaishnavas. Vaishnava.
Nature of Vaishnava devotees. Vaishnavas or devotees are usually very compassionate upon their conditioned souls. Without even being invited, a devotee will go from door to door to enlighten people and to bring them out of the darkness of nations by injecting knowledge of the living entities' constitutional position as a servant of Lord Krishna. Such devotees are empowered by the Lord to distribute devotional conscious or Krishna consciousness to the people in general. They are known as authorized spiritual masters, and it is by their mercy that a conditioned soul gets the seed of devotional service. The causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is first appreciated when one comes in touch with a bona fide spiritual master who can bring the conditioned soul to the highest position of devotional life. Therefore, by the mercy of the spiritual master, one can achieve the causeless mercy of the God, and by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can attain the mercy of the bona fide spiritual master. Thus, one can attain pure devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, by serving a pure devotee and following his instructions.
So, Krishna is not easily accessible by the common living entities, correct? No? But the devotees of the Lord are so merciful. They go door to door, like our Nityananda Prabhu was going. Adama patita jive dware dware giya Hari nama maha mantra de no bilaya Hare dekhe tare kohe tante trina dhori Amare kiniya loho bhaja gaura hari Yeta bali Nityananda bhume gadi jai Chonara parvata jeno dhulate lotai. He says, see, he would go door to door, pat at the door, and give them the holy name, Japamala, teach them how to worship Krishna, give them books. So devotees are very compassionate. They are calling and giving mercy to people. They give prasadam. The devotees' activities are all very, very auspicious. The Rathayatra time, you see thousands and thousands of people, they would never come out of the shops. But Lord is coming to the street. Lord is not, generally in this world, people go to anybody to ask something, give me this. I have come to you for taking this. But Lord is coming out of the temple to give his happiness to other jivas, correct now? Lord is telling, why are you getting rotting in this material world? Come back to Godhead and be happy. Lord is coming out, and through his agents, the devotees, the Lord is reaching prasadam to the shops. The prasadam is going to those people. Kirtan is going. When they get the packet of prasadam, they come and see what is it. And they see the Lord coming in the chariot, and devotees are dancing and singing kirtan. They get the holy name also. And some devotee comes and gives them a book. Take one Bhagavad Gita. Take some small book. So they get the knowledge. They get the prasad. They get the holy name. And these things are reached to the door of the fellow. Even though he is not taking any initiative to go to the temple. You can see that both Lord and the devotees are very, very merciful. They do welfare activities for the suffering souls to bring them to the standard of bhakti and then make a way for them to go back to Godhead. So, and at the same time, another nature of the devotees is that even though the other living entities like jnanis or yogis may mistreat them, the devotees will not retaliate back. For example, you all know Durvasa Muni was a mystic yogi. He mistreated Ambarish Maharaj, but how did Ambarish behave? He was so tolerant, correct, no? Even though the yogi mistreated him, and the yogi had to flee for his life when Sudarshan Chakra chased him. But Ambarish prayed for the deliverance of Durvasa Muni, correct, no? And Durvasa Muni was protected because of his prayer. Similarly, Prahalad Maharaj was so much tormented by his atheistic father, and he prayed for the liberation of his father. Or you find another jnani, Saubari Muni, was underwater, and he made friendship with the fishes. At the same time, when Garudaji was coming, one of the days to pick up the fish, so at the time Saubari Muni said, "Hey, you cannot pick up any fish from this Yamuna now, because all the fishes have complained to me, and I have started a fish protection organization. Nobody can touch any of the fishes. They are under my custody now," he said. And then our Garuda had come a long distance. He was very hungry and thirsty. He said, "Okay, I'll just pick up one for today, and I will not come here again." He just picked up one fish and flew. And that fish happened to be the biggest fish. And he was the leader fish also. Immediately, Subramani became angry. He said, I told you, you cannot pick up any fish. You still are picking up. I'll curse you that if you ever come here again to pick up any fish, your head will crack into pieces and you will die or something like that. He cursed. Of course, he is not an ordinary personality of Garuda. He is a bird carrier of the Supreme Lord. Samaveda emanates from his wings when he plays the wings, moves the wings. If he wanted to curse back, Saubari, can he curse or not? Where he is on the spot, he would have made Saubari die by one curse. But he thought, he's a Yogi Baba doing some tapasya for the Lord. Let him do it. I don't want to retaliate back. I don't want to be reactive. He just tolerated. And he thought, I will not come to this place anymore. And this is the nature of a devotee. A devotee unnecessarily doesn't pick up quarrel with other living entities. Devotees are tolerant by nature. Even Pandavas didn't wanted to do the war at all. But Krishna motivated them to perform Dharma Yuddha. Otherwise, devotees of the Lord are very, very tolerant and humble and respectful. Because the devotees are the most evolved living entities in the entire creation. Beyond the jnanis and yogis also. You can see jnanis, yogis easily become victim to anger and lust and greed and everything. On the other hand, devotees of the Lord, they're most evolved and extremely tolerant in all types of provoking situations. Therefore, the Shastras talk about the glory of Krishna's devotee. So Krishna reciprocates with such devotees. He says that, Lord loves his devotees. What is the famous verse? 9.29. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyaha he bhajanti tumam bhaktya mayi te teshu chapyaham. Lord is saying that I am equal to all living entities. Just like the sun gives sunlight to all. Does the sunlight does the sun make a distinction that I will only give to rich people and not to poor people? No, he gives sunlight to all. Similarly, moonlight gives moonlight to everybody. Wind gives wind to everybody. In everybody's house. The wind will go to the poor man's hut. It will also go to the rich man's house. Lord is also equal to all. At the same time, when somebody becomes a devotee of Krishna, Krishna gives one special treatment for the devotee. And Prabhupada says a couple of nice examples. He says, a king is giving charity of clothes to many people. But when it comes to making a dress for his own prince, he's going to make a very costly dress. Correct or not? Nobody can ask him, hey, for your son, you are giving a very nice cloth with embroidery and everything. Why are you giving ordinary clothes to others? No. He gives free clothes for everybody, but for son, he will make special, because son is very dear. Similarly, a mother, I saw her going in the train. For all the beggars, she was giving some roti and sabji, which was made yesterday. She was giving one roti sabji to everybody beggars were coming. But when the time of prasad came, then she took out a hot pot and took a hot prasad for her own son. Correct, no? That she has reserved for her child. You can't ask her. Everybody is getting roti sabji. Yesterday's Purana roti sabji. Give your son also same thing. You can't say that. She has more affection. That's what Lord says. Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mahite teshu chapyam. Those who are surrendered to me, naturally they are my favorites because they listen to my good instructions. And now somebody may think, is it not false ego that somebody is, aligning with you and you are showing them favoritism, and somebody is not aligning with you, you are showing partiality to them? Somebody may ask like that. There is a possibility. In that connection, Prabhupada very nicely explained that actually those living entities who align with the Lord, why Lord is happy? Now he is not happy that, they are accepting this thing. Not that. The Lord is happy that those living entities who are devotees have come to their natural state. Because our natural state is to be aligned with the Lord. Unnatural state is to be non-aligned with the Lord. So by coming to the naturally aligned state, the Lord is peaceful and happy that the living entities will become happy. Because Lord wants to make us naturally aligned and peaceful and happy, not trouble ourselves, not trouble other living entities also. Correct, no? Like you see Hitler, he is killing millions of Jews, and finally he is shooting himself. So he is hurting whom? Himself or others? Huh? Both. Yeah. He killed them also, he hurt himself. Hiranyakashipu, he hurt others or hurt himself? Both. You will see that. So Lord feels pity for these fellows. Huh? So why are you doing this foolishly? Huh? Let others live in peace and you also live peacefully. And for you to live peacefully and let others live peacefully, what you have to do? What you have to do? Align with the Lord. That's all. If you align with the Lord, that's why we call it as, you know, uh, aligned with the Lord and unity with all living entities. Huh? You have to actually work in unity with the living entities with alignment with the Lord. Huh? It's called as uniformity and conformity, we call it. Conformity to God's laws and uniformity, unity. Unity means cooperatively working with other living entities. Huh? Unnecessarily. In the voice center also, here also you will see. For example, here who are all coming? Kadamakanan Prabhu, Anshu Prabhu and Chaitanya Prabhu. They are coming now. So they have made, how the center will be run and what is to be done. Their policies are made and floated down. So every resident here, you conformity to those principles, correct? No? And unity with other fellow mates. So that will make these leaders happy, correct? No? Okay, he's a Shant devotee, peaceful, doesn't trouble anybody. And there are others who don't conform to the principles. Like, one devotee came at 5 o'clock or 5:30, he comes for the morning program and he says, don't put absent for me, put present for me. He's catching the in charge. If you are a merciful Vaishnava, better you put present. So you don't do conformity. Then you will also not do unity also. Not work cooperatively with others. Pick up quarrels with others, correct, no? So there are people who don't conform. For example, cleanliness. Everybody has to keep their area clean, correct, no? Similarly, if you are going to go to the washing area plate, you should pick up the waste and go to the dustbin and put it. Not that from here like a basketball, you put it like this from here. Isn't it? Isn't it? So conformity means, otherwise it will be all rice particles will be here and there falling. So those who don't do conformity, they create trouble for whom? For everybody, for others also, for themselves also, correct? No? So similarly, those who are very passionate, they pick up quarrel, they fight, they hurt other devotees, they make someone cry, correct? No? Yeah. Those who are ignorant, in tamaguna, they don't clean the room, they keep the clothes hanging and they are very dirty. Or somebody is passionate, they are hearing Bollywood music. You will see that. So you will find that in passion and ignorance, the demoniac living entities, they create trouble to themselves and others, you see. But the devotees of the Lord, why Lord loves them, they are in alignment with the Lord and peacefully they complete their term in the material world and they go back home, back to God. So Krishna reciprocates with such devotees, seeing there. And also Prabhupada gives another example. In a classroom, the naughty children sit behind and they want to do some mischievous activity like drawing the picture of a teacher like a monkey. And the good children sit in the front, they make notes and they raise the hand and ask questions. If teacher is asking questions, they will give answers. And the teacher sometimes calls them to staff room and gives them a book. This is additional book you can read and everything. All the guys behind will say, hey, this fellow is putting soap. Chaska, chaska maska lagata hai teacher ko. Teacher is giving 95 marks. And for us, teacher has put us fail. Because teacher doesn't like us, they will say, is it true? No, teacher is equal to all. Those who want to become meritorious, they can become. So demons criticize that the Lord is partial. Lord is never partial. The Lord doesn't give amritam to the demons because if the demons are fed, it is like feeding, milk and bananas to a snake. What will happen? Payam panam, bhujanganam, kevalam, vishavardhanam. If you call a cobra snake and daily you feed bananas and milk, it will become very stout and bite you only. It will say, thank you very much. It will hit you. So, cobra should be killed or driven out. Correct, no? So, in the same manner, the demons were not given Amritam because they refused to get beyond the Rajaguna and Tamaguna. But on the other hand, those born in demoniac families like Prahlad or Bali Maharaj, or Vibhishan, Lord adores them. Lord counts them with devotees. Lord doesn't say, you are born in demon family, you are gone now. He doesn't say that. No, you become a devotee. The Lord counts them as devotees. Therefore, God is not partial. God appears to be partial. But if you closely see, anyone can qualify to become a proper devotee of the Lord. Yeah. And now such devotees of the Lord, sometimes while practicing, they can slip and fall from their position sometimes. What does Lord think about them? Lord doesn't ridicule them. Just like a toddler child, sometimes, mother may try to, walk the child. You've seen that? She gives her finger, and the child is trying to either walk. Sometimes the child catches the wall. You've seen that? He is swimming on the ground, and then he tries to catch the wall and get up. Sometimes he slips and falls. Later on, the mother gives two fingers, and he tries to walk. His legs haven't obtained strength yet. Still a very soft body. But he tries to walk, but sometimes he slips and falls. But do you think mother will laugh at the child or ridicule the child? She will never do that, because he is trying to walk. So the sincerity of the child and endeavor of the child to walk is very much appreciated by the mother. And in case the child is unable to walk further, mother will immediately lift the child and keep the child, correct? No? The same manner, the Lord is saying in the Gita, Abhijayet Sudaracharo Bhajate Mamananya Bhak Sadure Vasamantavyaha Samyak Pavasito Hisaha Kshipram Bhavati Dharmatma Shashvachantim Nigachati Kaunteya Pradijanihi Name Bhakta Pranashyati. The Lord is saying, Arjuna, my devotees who are becoming devotees, they are the top class in the entire human beings. Now I told you Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's division of different living entities. Even amongst the Muktas and Siddhas, devotees are extremely durlabham, very, very rare. And while one is trying to become a proper Vaishnava devotee, in the early stage, we are all, right now all of us, we have come into the fold of devotee association, but we have not yet become purified. Are we free from Rajaguna, Tamaguna completely? No. Because Rajas and Tamas are still there, we are struggling sadhakas. Correct? No? But even in the struggling sadhaka stage, the Lord is appreciating that this jiva is trying to make an effort to come to me. Lord says that in case they have some unpremeditated slip, Lord is ready to forgive the devotee and then help the devotee. He's saying that very soon this devotee will come to the standard and become a pure devotee, and Lord has complete faith in that. Lord is appreciative of the devotee, and in this way, therefore, when you are living in the society of devotees, if some devotees are struggling with their sleep, struggling with their behavior of becoming a little angry with others, or some devotees are struggling with lust, some devotees are struggling with greed, we have to be a little patient. Like one devotee was telling, Prabhu, after doing lot of prajalpa, then I realized that I should not have wasted time. Then what to do, Prabhuji? Now I said, now you realize now, don't do it next time. Correct, Prabhuji, but the next time also same thing happens. Then I said, you see, you keep a track on what is coming out of your mouth. As soon as you begin speaking, be a good observer of your mouth. What am I speaking? Is it useful? Is it beneficial? Is it proper? Another devotee was telling me, Prabhuji, I scold some devotees and make them cry, and then I realized I could have told in a very decent manner, in a polite manner. Okay, at least to be able to detect your own mistakes, that itself is a big positive step. Because once you have started observing your behavior as wrong, at least you have a scope to modify your behavior. You can design your speech next time, not act by default. Animals act by default, but humans can act by designing. By designing. Designing your speech. Designing means, like for example, you have to meet a devotee and say something. You know that you have to say something and that's going to create a kind of tussle. Like for example, you have to call a devotee for cutting sabji, and generally that's escaping devotee, for example. He won't come very easily. So you also get angry and he also escapes. Sometimes it happens like that. So what do? So prepare your mind in advance. Pray to Krishna, chant some Mahamantra a few times and then prepare your mind. Even if this fellow is uncooperative, still I will refuse to become upset or angry. That's called as visualization. अगर ये मैं बोलूंगा तो वो क्या बोलेगा, अगर वो बोलेगा तो मैं क्या बोलूंगा वापस. और मैं बोलने के बाद अगर वो ऐसा बोल दिया तो क्या करूँगा? This visualization. You think in advance and pray to Krishna for strength. And let me behave properly. See, how many of you think with unreasonable people, it's difficult to behave properly? With unreasonable people, correct, no? But Vaishnava pastimes are full of that. Ambarish Maharaj and Durvasa, unreasonable Durvas. Garuda and Saubari, unreasonable people. So many unreasonable encounters happened with Vaishnavas, but Vaishnavas, you can see how tolerant they are. That's the reason we study the Shastric pastimes and learn how we should deal. Therefore, Lord says, for some reason, if my devotee slips from the standard of a devotee by becoming lusty, angry, or greedy, don't criticize them. Very soon they will come to standard, the pure standard. Very quickly they will come and they will also repent and they will be remorseful. Alas, alas, I have let down the Lord and the devotees by my behavior. There was one Haigriva Prabhu in Prabhupada's times. Prabhupada, his name was Howard. Howard became Haigriva. He was very, very expert in English. He had done masters in English. So Prabhupada told him to help in editing his books and everything. At one point of time, he couldn't maintain the vows. He started getting back into smoking, drinking, drugs again. He left the devotees. And then Prabhupada would ask the devotees, poor Haigriva, he was such a nice devotee. How is he doing? Prabhupada would ask. So he became the object of remembrance by a pure devotee. And then Prabhupada left the world after that. But Haigriva, he would see the devotees passing in the road doing Harinam Sankirtan. He would wish them, Hare Krishna Prabhus. He was very good with devotees. Only he was not hating devotees, he was not criticizing devotees, he was not an anti-element, trying to trouble the devotees. He knew that I am unable to follow. Devotees are following. And he was getting into all bad habits. And devotees would try to call him to temple, he won't come. But one time he felt severe pain in the body. It was in 80s. So he went to the doctor. Doctor diagnosed and said, I'm sorry to say you have blood cancer. And it is in a very third stage or something. And probably you may live for maybe a couple of 1 or 2 years only. You will not live longer. Immediately he gave up all materialistic activities and came to the temple and joined full time again. He started wearing dress of a devotee and saffron, and he was staying. And after some period of staying and practicing strict Krishna consciousness, then he was awarded sannyas also. And then in sannyas, after so many months of practicing, then he left the body after that. That's what Krishna is saying. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat chantim negacchati kaunte pradjanehi name bhakta pranashyati. There was one Sudama Maharaj. Prabhupada sent him to Japan to preach. It was very difficult to preach. There was so much of bad association all around. And then Prabhupada said, if you preach in Japan, I will come and take you back to Godhead. So toward the last part of his life, the day when he was bedridden, all the devotees were surrounding and doing kirtan. His eyes were closed because there was some serious sickness in the body. Then at one point of time, with wide open eyes, and he lifted his arms and shouted, Prabhupada, you have come to take me, he said, and then he left the body. So devotees are amazed. He envisioned Prabhupada in his eyes. He could see the vision of Prabhupada in his eyes. Similarly, there is one devotee, our Brahmananda Prabhu. He is also a very favorite of Prabhupada, Brahmananda Prabhu and Gargarishi Prabhu. So this Brahmananda Prabhu had come to Delhi to take treatment, health treatment. Then at one point of time, the body was giving a lot of trouble. Then he thought, let me stay in Vrindavan and then go to Delhi and take treatment. He would stay in Vrindavan and go to Delhi and come, One point of time, he said, I won't go now to Delhi. Whatever is my body is now. So he left his body in Vrindavan only. So he wanted to spend his last part of his life in Vrindavan. It's another extraordinary pastime. There is one devotee called Surabhi Prabhu, who actually Vrindavan temple and Juhu temple, both he only designed. But during Prabhupada's time, he was very close to Prabhupada and all. But after Prabhupada left the world, he also left Krishna consciousness. Then he went back to his country and he started becoming a big architect and businessman. And in his business partners, there were 4 or 5 people. In that, there was one elderly lady, but none of them were devotees. Those 4 other partners, they were all non-devotees only. Hmm. But this lady, because sometimes he would have meeting with these partners, and he would talk about his early days with ISKCON. And he would talk about Prabhupada and how much he loved Prabhupada and everything. So time to time he would talk to them, but he had given up Krishna consciousness. Now after almost 28 years or so, after 28 years of leaving Krishna consciousness, at one point of time he was feeling some sickness. So that lady partner in the business team, she said, maybe you have been always talking about Vrindavan and Juhu and everything. Why didn't you go to India? Spend some time and you may become well. He said, yes, I am also thinking of going because it is the 40th year of ISKCON Vrindavan. So they have invited me to come and speak about Prabhupada's pastimes. So he had come to Vrindavan. He spoke in the party. Everybody was very happy. And he spent some time, a few months in Vrindavan, and he left the body in Vrindavan. So he's in some other part of the world. Krishna pulled him to Vrindavan and gave him opportunity to associate with devotees and develop the proper consciousness, and then he left. How Krishna arranged this is a very miraculous thing. Yeah, in IIT Bombay, when me, Gaurang Prabhu, we were all practicing together, there was one devotee, Sham Charan Prabhu, there was one devotee. His mother also became a devotee. So once she took her son and went to Vrindavan and gave Srimati Radharani nose ring and necklace, and bangles, all those things she had gifted to Radharani once. She said, I'm very old now. Before I leave my body, I want to do some seva. Then he came back to Bombay. And the last part of her life, I think she got to see Maharaj also. Anath Maharaj also saw. I think she was brought to the temple, I think. The Chopar temple. She was there. And our Krishnanand Prabhu, he had just arrived in Chopar temple. And Shamchandpur told him that, Prabhu, my mother is in the last stage. She's about to leave the body. Krishnanand immediately brought a garland and gave, and the boy put for his mother garland. And after receiving the garland, she closed her eyes. She left the body. Then he asked Krishnanand Prabhu, Prabhu, where you got this garland from? He said, this garland, so-and-so devotee gave me in the airport for me. He said, in Delhi airport he gave. Then he called the devotee, Prabhu, where you got that garland from? He said, oh, this is Srimati Radharani's garland from Vrindavan. He said, So he was surprised. Somebody went to Vrindavan, they got Radharani's garland and went to Delhi and they gave it to Krishnanand. Krishnanand brought it just at the moment of leaving. So she rendered service to Radharani and then Radharani gave her garland. You can see that. How Krishna reciprocates with his devotees is something very miraculous it is. So actually you can read the last part of the 9th chapter. I'm not going to take that today. Another time I'll take it. It's called Glories of Devotional Service. When you read the glories of devotional service, you won't be able to give any excuse for not practicing devotional service. Somebody says, Krishna, you say, I'm very poor, I don't have anything. Krishna says, no problem. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhakti. Give me a leaf, give me a flower, give me a fruit. That's enough. You don't have to give me anything costly, he says. Somebody may say, that's all right, Krishna, but you say, I'm very, very low class, low born. I'm a Shudra. Krishna says, Striya Vaishya Sata Shudras, Te api yanti param gatim. He says, correct, no? Even if you are low born and everything, I will accept your bhakti as long as your bhakti bhava. I'm ready to accept. Krishna says like that. So you name a problem, Krishna will immediately give you a solution there. The last part of the 9th chapter, when you read that. So here in this center, voice center, you all are staying with devotees, and I told you how rare are the devotees, correct? No? Maybe all these devotees are like diamonds which are yet to be fully polished. Prabhupada said in our ISKCON, the newly joining devotees are like black diamonds from the diamond mines. The diamond mines, when you break the mountain and then get the diamonds, they are very hard and they are black in color. Prabhupada said they put in a machine and they close it and they put a plug, gada, 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 and then the sparks of fire comes. They upbraid with one another. Then fire sparks come, and then later on, after a few hours, you open and see they are all shining. They're shining like sun. You've seen shining diamond? How it shines? You've seen diamond? Sometimes diamond is studded in a gold ring. You've seen that. So Prabhupada, similarly, the devotees are like black diamond obtained from the ore or the mine. But then when they stay together and they polish each other, when they come together, some sparks of fire or quarrels will come. You said this, I said this, you don't understand, I don't understand. But then later on, at the end of their life, they will all become like shining diamonds, pure devotees. So while staying with devotees and interacting with devotees only, you get a chance to exhibit Vaishnava qualities. You can't exhibit Vaishnava qualities staying in a forest all alone. Correct? No? When you live with devotees, some difficult situations will come in interpersonal dealings. Correct? No? That's how you get a chance to behave like a devotee. 26 qualities of a Vaishnava. You can exhibit gradually, and then in this way, we all are going to become pure devotees in this life. If we don't make it in this life, then few lives. So, but we can become pure devotee in one life also. Prabhupada says in one of the purports, he says, if you faithfully practice. So, now appreciating the gift of devotional service, that's a topic for today. But the greatest gift in devotional service is association of devotees. When we have association of devotees, that is the greatest boon that one can obtain, because Srila Sripad Ramanujacharya, he says, go to a place where devotees are doing katha and sit down. That's all you have to do, he says. Okay, after that, what I should do? Nothing else. That's all. Just sit down. He says, why? If you sit down, you are going to hear Krishna katha and get purified. If you stand up after the katha, devotees will give you some seva. Correct? Isn't it? So, and you are going to hear the holy name, you are going to hear the holy fame, you're going to get the holy prasad, you'll get holy darshan of the deities. So everything holy you are going to get if you just go in the assembly of devotees wherever. And all of you are already doing that. You're getting the company of devotees, coming to stay with devotees. So the gift of Krishna consciousness which you have obtained should be gratefully accepted, and we should not take it carelessly. Like Bharat Maharaj was a bit careless with the deer, and then he lost the opportunity to do devotion service in that lifetime. Correct, no? Ajamila was careless in the forest, he got lost. So, or somebody was living with devotees and they quarreled with devotees like Ramachandra Puri, and he lost the opportunity to associate with devotees. So we have to be very careful not to go for unrestricted action or lethargy. These two are condemned. Krishna says, Vigata Jvara. He says, Nirmamo Nirahankara. He says, give up your ahankar, give up your lethargy, and stay in sattva. Be very careful while dealing with devotees. Like devotees are like handled with care items. You've seen the fragile items like glass. It's handled very carefully. So if you know the art of dealing with devotees with respect and humility, you will make a leap progress in this life. Rapid progress. But if you are going to have tussles in dealing with devotees, that will dry up our heart, and chanting of the holy name can become very challenging, very difficult. So, by knowing the glory of devotees, we respect the devotees. By respecting devotees, Krishna is pleased. When Krishna is pleased, our japa has a better quality. In this way, we make leap progress. And there are many other gifts which come when you stay in the Sangha of devotees. Prasadam is one gift, correct? Pure lifestyle, good habits, and Nam Japa, and Yatra, and Lord's Darshan every day. So many gifts you get. But the greatest gift is the favorite Tadiya, or the paraphernalia of the Lord, is the devotees. So that is why he spoke about the meaning and the importance of Vaishnava devotees. Prabhupada says, we should look at the devotees exactly like Vishnu Dutas. Only difference between Vishnu Dutas and Vaikuntha and the devotees we are living with is, instead of 4 hands, they have 2 hands, that's all. Vishnu Dutas also wear the tilak. Devotees are wearing tilak. Vishnudas wear dhoti kurta. We are also wearing dhoti, correct, no? And the Vishnudas always talk about Vishnu and holy name. We are also doing that. They eat only prasad. We are also eating only prasad. How many of you, after coming to ISKCON, you found our lifestyle is unique and not like average boys in the college, correct, no? See a big difference, you will see earth and sky difference. Therefore, we have to respect devotees also accordingly. Yeah? You can't take the devotees cheaply because the lifestyle the devotees are leading, is it ordinary or extraordinary? Extraordinary. Huh? They deserve to be respected properly. Because, there are Kattar Brahmanas, make them chant one round of Mahamantra, very difficult. You seen that? They will chant all Vedic mantras, but one round they will not chant Mahamantra. But here you see devotees, 16 rounds they chant daily. And devotees are also doing their academic duties, their own sadhana duties. Plus, they are also going out to preach and reach Krishna consciousness to many other suffering souls. So we have to be, my Guru Maharaj said, we have to look at devotees with a compassionate outlook. If you look at them with a compassionate feeling, then you can cooperatively stay together. Rather than looking at them with a hatred, eye of hatred or angry glance. You have to give up angry glance and hatred and look at them with a compassionate eye. That's the ideal way to see the devotees. Then we can appreciate all other gifts of devotion service. Srila Prabhupada ki, or Bhakta Vrinda ki. 5 minutes, we can take questions. If they don't have a question, they have to recollect one point in the class.
Hare Krishna.
That make it don't get recorded.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for wonderful class. My question is, these unreasonable incident also happen with us in a wise. So, what are the practical tips for tolerate that things?
First thing, in case somebody dealt with you in an unreasonable way, you should take the matter to your mentor or counselor and tell them that somebody is treating me like this. So now what should be my response? Then what happens? They will share with you the ideal response. Correct now, rather than you responding on your own. Correct now? One example I'll tell you. Some devotee told me some service, and I forgot. And because of my forgetting, say for example, they decided to make sweet rice for the evening program. All the first year boys are coming. They told me to get milk. I went to market. I purchased everything else except milk. I forgot the milk. And I came back and I went to my study room and I am studying. Now the cook is asking, "Abhi sab tayar hai, doodh lega rao." Then they're calling you, "Prabhuji, come." And you say, "Oh, sorry, Prabhuji, forgot, Prabhuji," if you say. Then somebody may become very angry with you and may say that, "What is this, Prabhu? For sweet rice without milk, how will we make today? Already boys have come, it's getting late now. Sweet ke bina, how can we feed them dinner without sweet?" You may say, "Prabhuji, what can I do, Prabhuji? I forgot, Prabhuji." You say, "Okay, we know you forgot, that's why you're not giving now." But what is the solution? Now if you go, it will be too late for you to go and come to market now. ठीक है, अगर आप भूल गए तो पहले बोल दिया, तो कम से कम 2-3 घंटा रहेगा. लास्ट मिनट आप बोल रहे हैं, वो भी पूछने के बाद बोल रहे हैं आप. After asking. On your own, if you told 2 hours ago, at least we would have sent somebody to bring. Like that they say. So now when they become angry on you, you feel that they are unreasonable. But what they are feeling, because of you forgetting to bring, plus not informing also, because of that the sweet is not supplied. And all other Anshu Prabhu and Kadam Kanan Prabhu and Chaitanya Anshu Prabhu, they all will say, "Prabhuji, no sweet today? क्या करते अपने बच्चे आए हैं, first year boys have come." Because for first year boys, many other items they can compromise, but not sweet. Correct, na? They expect, correct, na? So they will think that's a very important item that's missed out. And now next week boys may or may not come because sweet is not that this week. So therefore they may express their upsetness, how upset they are. So then you may wonder, hey, छोटी सी बात इसके लिए इतना बड़ा नाराज है. Actually for you it may look small, but how it affects the overall. So generally what we should do, we should think that maybe I am not understanding the seriousness of the matter. Correct, no? So therefore, I'm taking it light. But if you see from their point of view, ho, आज sweetness, you may say that, ठीक है प्रभु जी, एक हफ्ता स्वीट नहीं तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Now, for you, it may not be any farak, but for the first year boys, it's important. So, and for the leaders, and you know how difficult it is to bring the boys. Correct, no? So, they may be upset. So, many times when we do a mistake, we may not know the seriousness of the mistake. But if you go and talk to your counselor, he'll tell you that, Prabhuji, बड़ा गलती था. गलती नहीं था कि आप भूल गए. बोलने के लिए भूल गए. मैं भूल गया करके बोलने के लिए भूल गए. Correct, ना? If you come back from the market and say, Prabhuji, I went so far, 5 kilometers, but I forgot to bring, then at least they will tell somebody else to bring. Correct, no? So, whenever somebody is appearing to be unreasonable in behavior with us, we should first ask the question, what mistake did I do that has made them so upset? Correct, no? And if I am unable to find out, then I can go to my counselor. This is a situation where mistake is yours, but other people are treating you like that. Now I'll tell you another situation where you have not committed any mistake, but the other person is upset with you. So one day in Hyderabad temple, I was doing this Guru Puja Kirtan. See, there are 3 types of mic. One is mic with wire, and mic which is cordless. And then there is a third mic you put in the head and sing. There I can play big kartal also. So I like that mic the most for Guru Puja, correct? No? Because I can play kartal, dance in a circle also with devotees and all. So, but they had given me, mic with wire. So I was singing, I wasn't very happy. I told one boy standing next to me in the Guru Puja Kirtan while singing, I said, bring that, I told him. So he went to Vaishnav Prabhu in the room. And then he came back. And then he came back to me. And then he put this in my head like this. He put this in my head. I was wondering, what is this? Why is he putting this? So he thought I am feeling very cold. So he went and got that. Then I didn't understand also. Then after some time, then I was singing further. I was wondering, I will bring, I was thinking. So he had put it like this. Then I told, again turned him and said, as I told. Then he very carefully put it like this. he thought I'm feeling cold. And I went on singing. So, and the Kirtan got over. I went to room and I scolded Vaishnav Sharan Prabhu. I went up and said, hey, I told you to give this headphone. Why are you keeping mum? अभी क्या कब लाओगे आप? कीर्तन होने के बाद लाएंगे क्या? Like that I asked. He said, Prabhuji, किसी ने मांगा ही नहीं. Then I told, tell that boy, I asked him. Then that boy was called. Vaishnav asked, hey, आपने छद्दर मांगा मेरे पास? छद्दर दे दिया आपको? He said. Then the boy said, Prabhuji, छद्दर, प्रभुजी ने छद्दर मांगा था. He said. I said, hey, I told you like this. Prabhuji, मैंने सोचा आपको छद्दर चाहिए. So it's a misunderstanding. Then I told Vaishnav, I'm sorry, it's not your mistake. And I told one thing, he misunderstood another thing. So there are quarrels due to misunderstanding. Now all 3 of us became clear. Then I told that boy also, ठीक है, मैं कुछ बोला आप और कुछ समझ बैठे आप. ठीक है, no problem. So he didn't deliberately do it. It's a miscommunication, correct, no? I could have told him with mouth also, instead of showing like this, correct, no? So sometimes even in our center, such things can happen. Nobody's mistake. It's only mistake of miscommunication. Correct, no? Then what happens sometimes, if I go and shout at somebody angrily without knowing the full picture, then he will say, पहले समझने के बाद चिल्लाना, समझने के पहले चिल्ला रहे हैं. He will ask like that, no? Therefore, we should always be willing to listen. And if I have a benefit of doubt, I'll go to Vaishnav and say, Prabhuji, मैंने मांगा था, माइक मांगा था, आपने क्या चादर भेज दिया? Like that I asked. But if I become angry with him, then he will get upset. But कुछ भी नहीं किया गलत, मैं अनावश्यक चला रहे हैं आप. Correct, है ना? And many people shout like that. That is how the quarrels come. So this is a total misunderstanding. Nobody's mistake it is. Correct, no? Then there are cases where somebody else did mistake and you have not done. It's not your mistake, but somebody else did mistake and they're yelling at you. For example, sometimes a senior wants something to be done and it is not happening, and that person on whom he is angry is not here. He wants somebody to shout at, so he shouts at you. You've seen that sometimes happens? आप पूछेंगे अरे मेरा गलत क्या है? तुम्हारी एक ही गलती है कि तुम इस टाइम इधर हो बस. Correct. So then later on he will tell you, I'm sorry Prabhu, आपका कुछ गलती नहीं था, किसी और का गलती था. Then what you should think? I think today my fate has brought some scolding. गलती मेरा नहीं था. I was in the wrong place when a senior was in angry mood. So I got the scolding. लेकिन इसका मतलब नहीं है कि हमारा गलती नहीं है. हमारे पूर्व जन्म का कुछ गलती का नतीजा अभी तक वेट कर रहा है. It's waiting. At that time it's delivered to us. When we think like that, then we will take it lightly. And that fellow senior also will feel bad later on. Sorry, Anavashak, and I told you, I'm sorry, he may say. So in this way, you have to see the circumstance situation. Therefore, you need the help of the counselor or mentor, because they can understand these things in an aloof manner. They can observe and tell you how to deal in the situation. Correct, no? By going and asking them and seeking help, they will make your life more easy. On your own, you try to deal with it, it's difficult because you are in the situation and you have to see from helicopter vision. Then only you can understand, which they can do. But you can't see with aloofness because you are already a part of it. Correct, no? Somebody who can see from the top, who is neither connected to, attached to this or this situation or person, they can tell you how to see it. And then when you see like that, then you become very cool. And advanced devotees are always aloof. They are like a lotus leaf which is untouched by water. So you put them in any situation, any damn situation you put them, they will always behave first class because they have become liberated. But we are not in that stage. When we are not yet liberated, we have to take help. Clear, no? Thank you. Yeah, yes, Prabhu. Give the mic to you. Mic.
Guruji. In the pastime of Shabari Muni cursing Garuda, so in that pastime it was like, it seems that it's natural for that Shabari Muni to see that in Garuda, even after telling like Garuda is coming and eating fish. So I have two questions. Like first, is it like why Garuda was very attached to the eating fish only from that pond, and even after telling. And second question is, many times we see the devotees doing acts which are not understandable by us, and then we just react to the that situation. So how to deal in that situation?
So it is mentioned that Garuda was extremely hungry, and he thought that, okay, I will follow what this rishi says. Henceforth, I will follow. Only for today, I will take one last fish I will take and go, and I will not come here again. That's what Garuda had made up his mind. He told also, okay, only for today I will take, I will not come again. But then Saubari Muni, was too self-righteous. He thought, I am perfect and Garuda is not perfect. He yelled at Garuda with an angry mood. He retaliated back for this. So with respect to, now we may say, why not Garuda go to some other place? Because it will take a while. Imagine, for example, you have come for lunch, Prasad, you are very hungry. If somebody says, you go to temple and take it. Correct, no? You may say, I have come here and I'm already hungry. Please give me something. Whatever is there, you give me. You say, no? So sometimes we are ready to eat whatever is available, correct, no? So like that he took it. And with respect to dealing with devotees, that is the reason we are discussing on this topic today. When we find that certain behavior of devotees is objectionable, we should find out, actually we are not here to just punish people, but reform people. And the goal is not punishment, the goal is reformation. So we have to find out what should be my response, which will bring about a change of heart in that devotee. And there are various ways. Different people have to be dealt with differently. Like for example, some devotee who is not cleaning the place allotted. Everybody is cleaning the place. He is not cleaning. Sometimes you may say, Prabhu, I am cleaning in charge, I am requesting you, please clean your place, because I have been asked to supervise everybody. But he says, I baad mein karunga, Prabhuji, kal karunga. He's not doing at all. Then sometimes we say, Prabhuji, अगर आप नहीं करेंगे ना मैं कर दूंगा. ठीक है, he allows you. ठीक है, आप आकर रखो करो. Then regularly he expects you to come and do. Is it proper? Not proper. Then what you should do, ठीक है प्रभु जी, आप और मैं हम दोनों साथ में करेंगे. चलो आप वाइंड अप करो. Keep all your books on the side. We both will do together. Then he'll be forced to do. Correct, no? Then you do start with him, make him continue the work, and then leave him and you go back. You go to other people to supervise. Basically, you have to set him rolling. Correct, no? Like that. So ultimately, you have made him do what you wanted him to do. Correct, no? Rather than, प्रभु जी आप करेंगे नहीं करेंगे ना तो रिपोर्ट कर दूंगा. When you see like that, then what happens? Relationship becomes strained. Correct, no? Because we have to ask ourselves, am I keen to reform him or, pick up a quarrel with him? Correct, no? Because we may be upset, but how are we going to bring out our upsetness? It's not enough to show him that we are upset. We have to find out how this living entity can be helped. Correct, no? Reforming is very important. And there are some people, they are like Latonga Buddha, they are never going to reform. Then you have to report higher authorities. प्रभु जी कितने बार इसको बोल दिया, बार बार वही करेगा वो. They are not going to reform. Then you report and seniors will also take notice. What to do? They are called tough nut cases, we call it. Correct, no? But most devotees may not be tough nut. Very few will be like that. And Krishna saw Indra's naughty behavior, that Indra has become very proud of his position. Although he's a demigod, he's thinking he is God. Ishamaninam. Then Manam Vidhunvan Jagadishamaninam. Lord wanted to purify him. So how to purify him? Say, for example, Lord is telling all Vijayavasis, now worship Govardhan. Now Indra is going to shower rain. Correct, no? Bring the Samvartaka. And Krishna would have gathered hundreds and thousands of demigods and waged a war against Indra. Send many, many arrows. And Indra would send. Just like it happened in the pastime of Kanda Prastha. Krishna could have done or not. But Krishna thought, if I do that, I can completely defeat Indra and drive him back to Indraloka. He and other demigods will flee back. By that, I would have only proved one thing, that I am the supreme controller. Correct, no? And you are not the controller. मैं controller हूँ, तुम नहीं हो. वो prove हो जाएगा वो. Correct, no? And at the same time, Indra would think, I will go back and gather more powers and come. Correct, no? He may try that. And it will lead to a universal war. Correct, no? In that, lot of damage also would happen to many people. So Krishna didn't do that. At the same time, Krishna thought, I will do something by which this fellow's heart will be reformed, transformed. So you all know what he did. He lifted the Govardhan here. That too, he lifted with left hand. That too with his tiny finger. He wanted to show Indra that your prowess is not even equal to my left finger this much. This is the weakest part of your body, the smallest part and weakest part. He said, even you are not even strong this much. And that he showed without speaking one word also. Lifted. And Indra was trying to pound many, many weapons on the top of Govardhan. Nothing, he couldn't move the Govardhan also. He felt ashamed. Later on, when Krishna kept the Govardhan down and all the Vijayavasis went off, Krishna came to a secluded place in Govind Kund. Indra was completely humbled. He thought Krishna will send me to Yamaloka and get me beaten up for all the aparadha I did. On the contrary, Krishna told him, and Indra was actually putting his mukut also down. Correct, no? I am ready to resign from my post. Krishna told Indra, you may go now, back to Indraloka. Don't give up your post, give up your false pride. Lord told him, and therefore Indra felt very grateful that I have not been thrown off from the post and I have not been beaten up by Yama in the Yama's abode. Neither punishment is given to me, nor post is removed from me. And Lord gave me proper upadesh, and he purified my heart. And because Lord thought that Indra has become humbled now. He is admitting his fault and he's saying, I am the biggest of the fools. He has come to that realization. Why to remove him from the post? And also why to beat him up now? Because already reformed. So therefore, Indra said, my dear Lord, Pita Gurustvam Jagadamadisho. He says that, you are not only a controller, you are like a father also, Pita, and you are like a guru also. Pita Gurustvam Jagadamadisho. So he says that you are the master of the material world. We are tiny living entities, but to purify me, you enacted this Leela and you have purified me. So you are therefore Guru, he says. Guru doesn't delight in punishing the disciple, but Guru delights in reforming the disciple. Prabhupada said, don't break them, mend them, he said. Don't remove them, reform them. Neither Prabhupada said. So whoever is reformable, we should reform. Whoever cannot be reformed, we remove them after that. Correct, no? Now we get to Mangalarti. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki.